There's some good dirt. So we run out of the cave. We're running back down the hill. I got about 50 feet from the bike trailer, and I took my two beautiful children, and I launched them into the air. And then Super Dad turned into Super Ninja Dad. I did like 12 backflips and a half twist, and then and there in front of me was nothing. I am karate chopping the air. There is nothing there. A couple of pine trees standing there go, dude, you better calm down. Drop an acorn on you, I promise. Well, I could have made my getaway right there. I could have been out. I could have been home free. But in my mind, I'm thinking, where'd the bear go? So I waited. Couple of seconds. The bear sticks his head out and hey. He looks down the hill at me. And I looked up the hill at him. He looked down the hill at me. I looked up the hill at him. And I promise you, that bear went like this. And now he's running. This is my big moment. I want to jump away, make sure the girls have a good view. And I'm like, you better not mess with my family! Super Dad rules! We're going to get in a time machine. We're going to jump back about 7 years. It is now 1999. This was the time when I lived in the little huts behind the rafts. It was about 11 o'clock at night. It was dark outside. It was November. I lived there with my little brother. And it was dark outside in the woods. And it was nighttime. And we heard a little noise outside our cabin. And I said, Scott! Get your cat! And Scott said, girl. And I said, Scott! We've got to check that out! And Scott said, yeah. So what we did, we grabbed a pot and a pan, and we snuck across our little room to the front door, and I grabbed the handle, and I turned the handle. Now I want to explain, we were not being cowards for no reason. A week earlier, a bear had come through the neighborhood, and it walked up to the cabin right next to our cabin, and it must have smelled something in there that it liked, because it gently grabbed the door and laid it in the front yard. And it walked into the cabin, and it smelled the good smell coming out of the big white box. What was that? What do I do now? Oh, I know. The bear, he took the big white box and gently put it in the living room, laid it down. He got on the big white box and began to dig. Dug a hole through the big white box. Demolished this fridge, demolished this house, ate all the food. Luckily, nobody was home. But now, he's outside my apartment. I'm home. I do not want him in here with me. So the plan is, we're going to jump out, we're going to scream, we're going to bang the pots and pans, and we're going to scare that bear. That's what we're going to do. So we walked across, I clicked the door, I kicked it, boom! And my brother and I jumped out. There was not one bear in my yard. There were not two bears in my yard. There were 3 baby raccoons. That summer I had a sketchbook. I carry one with me all the time. I grabbed my sketchbook and I began to draw. I want to show you a little bit about what I was drawing at that time. Here is Yosemite under the moonlight. And I did draw that. Here is the Ahwahnee Hotel. The Ahwahnee Hotel. I did draw that. Here is Washington's column, as seen from housekeeping camp under Stoneman Bridge. So just right out there. I drew that one too. I also do this one. What is this? Half dome. Well, this is my little brother Scott. There he is. But on the night in question, it was November the 2nd, 1999. I know because I wrote it down at the bottom. I stepped off my porch and I began to sketch those little raccoons. There they are. Yeah. A couple of months went by and I'm looking at those pictures. I'm thinking, you know what? Those are some cute little guys. I should make a character out of those little raccoons. So I drew this. That right there is the very first picture ever drawn of a character that has become known as Little Ty Cooney. So I had my character and I'm thinking, what can he do? What can he do?
He could race.
I'll have him swim through a river and put Yosemite Falls back behind him. That sounds good. What else can he do? How about I'll have him running up by the stairs of death by Vernal Falls. You guys, who's like Vernal Falls? You are aware of the stairs of death? How about I'll put him on the back of a mountain goat and have him jumping off a cliff? As I'm drawing these pictures, I'm coming up with a little story. And when it was all done, I thought, you know what, I bet I can make a book out of this, but I'm going to have to make better pictures. So I took those pictures,
My shoes broke. I'll be right back.
and I turned them into these. Now that right there is one of the original drawings. It is in the book, Little Ty Cooney and the Big Yosemite Race. This is Ty Cooney running up the stairs of death by Vernal Falls.
My sandals.
Here is Ty Cooney jumping off a cliff on the back of a mountain goat. Let's see here. Here's the very first page in the book. If you were to pick up the book and look at this page, it would say, there was a day in the month of May when the Yosemite animals raced. El Capitan is where it began, and they all lined up before they ran to make sure their shoes were laced. You guys notice something about the words?
Yeah, they run.
Yes, they do. When I was growing up, one of my heroes was a guy named Dr. Seuss. Yeah. So when I got older and started writing stories, I figured, you know what? I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to make my books rhyme just like he did. So my books rhyme. At the end of the books, all of them, I put a little art lesson. So if you like to draw pictures, at the end of the books, there's actually a little art lesson to teach you how to draw some of the characters and places in the books. So I've written 3. There's one about Yosemite, one about Yellowstone, one about the Grand Canyon. They're all over here, which is where I am about to be. If you want to come up and ask some questions, look at the books, or just talk, or take pictures, whatever you want, I'm going to be right over there. Other than that, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful trip in Yosemite.